Hey guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. Whew, this one's going to be a little bit bumpy. Hang on, doing a Friday roundup. Got a lot to go through. Should be a lot of fun. So let's talk about that. Today's episode is brought to you by all of you Patriots. Every thumbs up is a huge help. Thank you for all the subscribes lately. I'm working on it right now, getting ready for the big subscriber turnover. The big numbers coming. I'm excited about it. So working on a huge giveaway. Going to give y'all a bunch of cool stuff. But in the meantime, every thumbs up, every comment, all that stuff is a huge, huge help. So from me to you, thanks. All right, got a lot of stuff to go through. Y'all have asked me about a ton of stuff, got a lot of DMs coming in on Instagram, a lot of emails. So I'm gonna go through some stuff that y'all have asked me repeatedly to talk about, some stuff I do want to talk about. This is just a Friday roundup, and it should be fun. Let me know what you think. Whichever one of these stands out to you, let me know. All right, yesterday I talked a little bit about Trump. I want to circle back to that for a second. Got several nasty emails in when I talked about Trump and him saying, hey, let's do due process second. I had one guy got really feisty, and he said, you're telling people not to vote for Trump. You're tearing down the republic. That's what the entire point of the video was. Two things can exist at the same time. I can be upset about bump stocks and due process. Didn't even mention bump stocks yesterday. Yeah, bump stocks are still illegal. I can be upset at that. And I didn't mention anything about not voting for Trump. All I said about voting was I'm not going to be voting for a child sniffer. If that's a problem, we don't have a problem. So people not happy with that, telling me, people just putting words into my mouth. It's people, what do you do? Also, several people were really upset when I said that one part of the war in Iraq was oil. And a lot of folks said I was disrespecting servicemen and servicewomen. Not remotely. I'll push back right back on you on that one. This channel is nothing but respectful to servicemen and servicewomen, have been all the way through. Yeah, show me one shred of that. So, I reject that comment that me saying anything about oil had to do with our servicemen and servicewomen. No, we're talking about the policies of the United States. And I don't think it's that controversial to say on some level the Iraq war and a lot of stuff we've done in the Middle East for the last 30 years has at least in part been about oil. I know there's other slices to that pie. Stop it with that. Love our men and women. The servicemen and women love all of y'all. Air Force? All right. Also on the ATF, people still defending the ATF. This is the third video in a row I've had to mention this. People saying they're just doing their job. Well, one word for you today, Waco. On the ATF website, there is a Remembering Waco section on there. They have an entire part of their website dedicated to remembering Waco like it was some triumph, and they're trying to stir heartstrings. It's a mess. I don't even want to talk about it, but I have seen the photos of those guys, the ATF agents, posing in front of the charred remains of things I won't even mention, but doing hero poses with their guns in front of that. One word, Waco. I'm not talking about the ATF anymore this week because the week's almost over. All right, y'all have asked me to respond to some stuff. Some of this is a little bit fun. This should be, I hope, a little bit of fun. All right, well, this first one's not fun. It's all lies, I know. But in July 1, there's a new law coming into Virginia. The whole Virginia thing is still going on. And on July 1, there's a new law coming in that says you can only purchase one handgun per month as an individual, and that's coming. And some of y'all don't know this. This is good news. The VCDL, the Virginia Citizens Defense League, of which I'm a member, and the GOA, of which I'm a member, they have now sued the state of Virginia for that upcoming enforcement of that law. So they have sued. The lawsuits are in process. Now, keep in mind, they've done this before, the one per month. It was around for a long time, and then it came out, I think, in 03, 04, somewhere in there. It was pulled off the books. It's now back on the books. But if you have a CCW license, which is getting harder and harder in Virginia to have, that rule doesn't apply to you, or that law doesn't apply to you. But VCDL and GOA, they're on top of it. I'm on top of it. We're watching. Now, several people said, because I wasn't 100% pro-Republican, I was asked, hey, Johnny, are you Democrat? Are you pro-Democrat? It's a great question. Probably not going to go with the party of the KKK. Let's not forget their history. So, silly question. All right, got three quick ones for you. I've got to get my phone up on this one. This first one is from Dylan Wheeler. Dylan Wheeler's got a great question here. He says, if Trump is a hate-mongering a-hole like the media says he is, why aren't his supporters the ones destroying property, killing cops, murdering unborn babies, looting stores, and assaulting innocent bystanders? Great question, Dylan. This fun one is from Rogan O'Hanley. And today is Juneteenth. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, Google that one. But Juneteenth, here on Juneteenth, Rogan O'Hanley says this: I am fully supportive of making Juneteenth a national holiday. America should never forget how Democrats owned slaves and Republicans freed them. Spicy. And finally, this one is from Dr. Tyrone Wilson. This is from over on Twitter. He says this: in 8 years of residency and attending as a trauma surgeon, I've had 67 young black men end up on my operating table from gunshot wounds. All caps. I can't make this clear enough. None of them ended up there at the hands of police or a white person. None of them. Zero. Hashtag BLM is liberal BS. That one has gotten passed around over the last few days, maybe over the last whole week. People are passing that around here in our circle. People are talking about this Dr. Tyrone Wilson. In case you didn't know, that entire thing is completely fake. Maybe not the data, I have no idea, but Dr. Tyrone Wilson is literally nobody. That picture used on that account by Twitter, or the Twitter person that used that, is some guy named Lawrence. Now, immediately after whoever Dr. Tyrone Wilson is tweeted that, his account was suspended, and that's what's getting passed around, and people are all mad saying big tech is after us. Well, they are, but this is not an example, so be careful of fake news. We all need to be careful. This is why we pay attention. Don't fall for nonsense. Do your research. Stay on top of things. Dr. Tyrone Wilson, don't know who he is. All right, several people have asked me about the entire Mr. Guns and Gear situation. There's a moron on YouTube that has attacked Mr. Guns and Gear hard over the last week, like some really, really harsh stuff. And people have said, am I going to comment on it? No, I'm not, because why comment when some moron takes a swipe at Mr. Guns and Gear? And I mean that. I'm not being shtick. That's not tongue in cheek. I'm saying that completely seriously. It's a moron going after Mike. Mike's a friend of mine. Texted a bunch with him last night about this situation. All I'll say is this: he is a stand-up dude, maybe the most stand-up in our industry. I would literally trust Mike with my life. And I know his background, I know who he is, I know what he stands for, and again, he's a personal friend. So no, not any major comments on that, other than Mike's a cool dude. You should go follow him. Finally, let's go back to the ATF. Here's the question. If these rules that they are maybe going to be changing, if you don't know what Matt Gaetz has said, he says that maybe the ATF is changing rules where 800,000 individuals like me would instantly become felons. If there's 800,000 of us, how will 3,500 agents collect all of those braces? It's a great question for a Friday. Thanks for stopping by. Let freedom ring, and from my cold, dead hands. Bye.